Saladin Salam for King Corso, Conor Depressor, Neapolitan Mastino, and Historical Talk. Hopefully y'all having a lovely day. Out here it's raining. Just came back from work. Decided to make a video. So here we go. Alright, let's talk about these corsos with the epilepsy. And let me say this. Because, you're going to have a lot of enthusiasts that's going to try to put the little spin on things. And they're going to try to say that, well, epilepsy's running all dogs. It can happen. It is what it is. It doesn't mean this and doesn't mean that. Check this out. For what I know, there's two strands of epilepsy, right? You can get epilepsy, right? Being healthy on these two aspects. You can get epilepsy by head trauma. You can get epilepsy by over-medicate. Say if I over-medicated a dog and the dog got sick, the body's trying to fight the medication off, and the dog becomes brain damage because it's over-medicated. It can happen. It can happen with people. And things happen sometimes. So therefore, that's not the hereditary one. The hereditary one is when you breed in defective dogs, and these dogs or these line of dogs are passing this gene, this epilepsy gene, the Caesar gene, to the next generation, to the next generation, and to the next generation. There are enthusiasts, breeders, etc., that are full aware of the bloodlines that have the epilepsy in them. Fully aware. You have these breeders, because they're making so much money off of puppy sales, that still continue to breed these defective bloodlines. Oh, my dogs never ran into the problem, so I'm going to continue to breed my stuff. This is the ideology of the situation. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say this. For them continuing and doing it, and they sell puppies off, usually one or two customers of theirs will usually get the dog or have a puppy or have a dog later on, because, the puppy grows into a dog and it will develop the epilepsy. Or they have two common ancestors that were epileptic, and this per se, I bought a dog from him, right? The dude that is so-called claiming, or he or she is so-called claiming, that their dogs didn't have it. So I took them dogs that's related to those epileptic dogs that still has it in the bloodline, and I decided to breed common ancestors, and my dogs come out with it. So not necessarily the breeder, but veterinarians tell individuals, like, listen, you should tell the breeder that the parent shouldn't be bred no more. This, that, the third. People come with, the vet bill stating this, the facts. And you have breeders totally deny that. Totally tell the customer that, yo, you're not getting your money back, this and that, the third. It's not my fault, it's your fault. And this is the stuff that gets played. And this is what gives corso a bad name. This what gives corso, this what makes people not want a corso. Once they have it, their dogs have that, 9 times out of 10, these people don't get corsos no more. These people don't speak highly of a corso anymore. So this could be detrimental to the breed. This could be detrimental to the breed, which it is. And these breeders, show judges, and everybody else, like I said, to the extent these top enthusiasts know what bloodlines they are. They know. It got to the point where they even know the dogs, because in the background of things, I named a few dogs. This is what I found in my research. And I started naming the dogs. And It was no diffusion. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. That's foul. That's foul. That's an indication that other stuff was bred into the dogs. Okay, granted, some of us know that Sachs decided to breed other breeds into the dog to get an undershot dog or a reverse scissor bite, because the template of the dogs, which is Bashir, that's coming out of that bloodline, that particular bloodline, right? That corso had a reverse scissor. They decided to go with that, but he couldn't reproduce his reverse scissor on his puppies. He produced scissor bites, which is showing, like Flavio Bruno has an excellent point. The dogs are not supposed to come out like that in the first place. Had an excellent point. Pablo Berber is saying the same thing. Now you got some enthusiasts that'll jump up and say that, yo, well listen, you know what? We're going to go with these guys, the SAC guys, and that's it. Like, whatever they say is gold. And these dudes really didn't know what a corso was. Now we start doing research, get into the history of things. Only ones that really knew is kind of like Flavio Bruno, because Flavio Bruno actually started doing research. He did it correctly. Anybody else wasn't doing it correctly. It was basically word of mouth. Word of mouth from a farmer. And yo, a farmer is only good for the region that he lives in. But far as the whole entire Italy, what can he possibly tell you? A group of farmers, what can they possibly tell you? What's going on in a region? We talking about square miles, hundreds of miles. You know what I'm saying? Italy is a big country, right? So, like, at the end of the day, and, you know, there's a northern part, there's a southern part, and then there's also Sicily and other little islands, you know, along the coastline. So, again, so the only logical thing was to go in the museums, look at the statues. And this is what Flavio Bruno has done. Bravo. Excellent. Because now we have an understanding of what the dogs are supposed to look like and what they're supposed to be. Oh, these dogs are going to stink. That is full of crap. Any enthusiast tell you that, he or she is a liar. I'm going to say that again. Any enthusiast tells you at any time frame in Italy that the corso, the kind of depressor, because that's what they were called too, because your Neapolitan Mastiff was called this too, that these dogs were going to stink is a liar. So even with Perio Scandisi in the beginning in 1947, when he discovered the dogs, or a little before that, oh, they were going to stink, I had to save them. No, you're lying. They weren't going to stink. There's artifacts, pictures, etc. that these dogs were dead. And they were thriving, even after the world wars. Because they try to run that stuff too. Like, yo, after the world war, you know, this and then the third. Italy has always been poor. The Neapolitan Mastiff didn't come from the rich people. They came in the huts of the poor. Get a Neapolitan Mastiff history book. I really suggest you do so. Oh, they're two different distinct dogs. Bull crap. They were the same dog. A traditional Neapolitan Mastiff is a corso. Like it or not, that's the facts. A traditional corso is going to look like a traditional Neo. They the same damn breed. Today's show quality dogs are different. This is the truth. This is the truth. Today, show quality dogs are even bred different because of just the corruption and the nonsense that Sachs decided to do, just to sell you people, the public, dogs. Because once you start adding other stuff into the dogs, that dog is not that dog anymore. And I'm gonna say that again. If you start adding other stuff into the dogs, that's not that dog anymore. Oh, We didn't have a standard back then, this and that and the third, and yo, they was, listen, true. The traditional dogs came in a variety of types. Three actually. Three kind of types of dogs. You had your wedge head ones, which you have today. They're not very attractive. I don't like them, per se. But it's traditional. But you have your wedge head ones. You have your in-between ones, and you have your big mastiff-y ones with the big heads, a little of the wrinkles in the face, and etc. But these are all the true traditional dogs throughout the history of the breed. The dogs are bred with sheepdogs. It is what it is. The dog has hound in it. It is what it is. If it's out of Italy and the farmer's had it on his farm, 9 times out of 10, yeah, sometimes breedings was done. And the short coat ones were corsos or Depresses or whatever names in that region that the farmers called the dogs, because corso has many names, not different breeds of dogs. It's a corso, many names. This is the facts. That's the facts. Nobody wants to research. You take secondhand information, and then you get other enthusiasts that's mad at other enthusiasts, so they lie. Because actually, to be honest with you, Mike's dad came across the purest strain probably of he probably found the purest strain of corso in the century, like on some real stuff. He found it. He brung it, he bred it. Now check this out. Now everybody says, no, that was some made up stuff. He made it. No, he didn't make it. He got it from Sicily. And if you look at archives or history that's dealing with Pablo Berber, he said in his book that in the beginning, the research that he was getting was from a dog, from a farmer that was in Sicily. This is where they got the information of a corso. Real talk. So that means that the Sicilians had these dogs down there. Down there in Sicily, they're not called corsos. They're called pacheros. Oh, the pachero looks like a Rottweiler. Guess what? The Rottweiler is a Pugnacus. It's a Pugnacus descendant. It is the Roman dog. I don't have to go no further with that. Go back in history with the Rottweiler. Research. Rottweilers came in the same colors as corsos. 18th century. Real talk. The black and tan, the pointed colors, came from the Pugnacus. It came from the Pugnacus. Your Central Asian dogs come pointed too. They get their coats from the Pugnacus. People don't talk about it as much, but those are the facts. Those are the facts. They try to break it off, family tree, branches, etc. Follow the dots. I can agree to a certain extent with certain history aspect of it, but other history is made up. Just like neo-history is made up. Neapolitan massive history basically is made up. Hold on for a second, because I have to make a part 2 to this.